the my first time questions. I know it seems like I'm doing a lot of tags, and I am, because I'm at kind of like a creative block right now. I don't know what I want to do yet. Of course, makeup is it, but I don't just want to sit there and do my makeup. And I haven't found a good balance of sitting and talking and doing my makeup. So for right now, well, not for right now, but today just gonna answer questions. First app you check when you wake up in the morning. The first app I check is probably Instagram, because I follow so many people on Snapchat. I just don't like looking through those. And Instagram, you can just swipe fast. First Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook post. My first Instagram post was just a picture of me. Probably not even a cute picture. And I don't know what my first Twitter and Instagram post. Can you go back and see those? Yeah, probably, but it wouldn't count because I've deleted the first accounts I ever had, and now I have new ones. First makeup item. I got like this eyeshadow set one Christmas. I was probably like 12 or 13, but I wasn't allowed to wear it outside of the house. I was only allowed to play with the makeup in the house. First plane ride you ever went on. I went to Houston with 3 of my cousins for my 7th birthday. That was like the very first time I'd ever been on a plane. First time you ever got in trouble at home and school. I didn't get in trouble, like big trouble at home a lot. And I always got in trouble at school. Not like not like trouble, but like I always got calls home because I don't do well with authority. You can't just tell me something like, why? Why do I have to do this? Why can't I do it this way? And I was very talkative. So, yeah. Allowed to put makeup on. The first time I was allowed to put makeup on was probably when I got to high school. Yeah, I didn't wear makeup before that. Being on your own. Probably when I was like, my mama, for some reason, she didn't let us go shopping by ourselves. I guess her theory is, it's my money and y'all don't buy appropriate stuff. Y'all don't buy stuff you can actually use. Like, I'll go buy something that I have no use for, but just because I liked it at that moment, I bought it. Yeah. My first cooking experience. I don't remember the first thing I cooked. My first ever cell phone. It was a red flip phone, and I remember I brought it to school, and they were like, "That phone doesn't work. Is that phone real?" My first date. My first date was somewhere I was not supposed to be. I told my mama that I was going to spend the night at my best friend's house. No, not spend the night. I told her I was going somewhere with my best friend, but I was really going with a boy. My first ever kiss. Oh, good times. I was like maybe 12. Maybe. Yeah, probably 12. I don't remember. But I know I was in middle school, and there was this boy. I liked him. He liked me, but we just didn't go out. Because there was something about him I didn't like. So we never went out. But one day, I was walking up the steps, he was walking down the steps, and we stopped and we were talking to each other, and then he just kissed me. And I was just so young and stupid. On cloud nine, like, now what? And then I went back to class, and that was the end of that. My first friend in high school was this really weird girl. Like, I don't even know how we became friends. I think we just so happened to be in the same class, and I didn't know anybody at my high school. So yeah. My first job. My first job was my real first job was at a daycare. Interesting experience. Interesting to say the least. My first fear. probably, no, probably, definitely baby dolls, like Barbie dolls, babies, anything like that. I used to be terrified of stuff like that. It still gives me like an uneasy feeling, but I'm not scared. Back then, terrified. My first piercing, got my ears pierced when I was a baby. My first tattoo, I don't have one. My first thought of today, why is it so cold in this house? I'm the person that turns up the air conditioner, and then the next morning I'm like, why is it so cold? But I get so hot at night. First concert I ever attended. I've never been to a concert. First time on a train. I rode the MARTA train. I rode the MARTA train in Atlanta when I was in high school. That's all I can tell y'all. The first person I talked to today, my mother. I was still asleep and she called me and disrupted my sleep. The first text I sent today, it's between two. Either my best friend, we were talking about outfits for my birthday, which is coming up, or my parent. Could he come over here to move my TV from one wall to another? The first thing I do every morning, I roll over and check my phone as if someone's texted me, just to see. The first person that ever broke my heart. That's a little much. I don't want to talk about that. That's gonna like dampen the mood, because if I talk about that, then I'm gonna be all like sad or whatever, and I don't want to talk about that. The first time I ever snuck out of the house. I've never snuck out of the house. I've never had to sneak out of the house. There was nowhere that I wanted to go when I was like young that I couldn't go. I wasn't one of those kids. To sum it up, I was not one of those children that needed to sneak out of the house. The first wedding I attended, my parents' wedding when I was like 3. The first time you ever got drunk. Okay, we gonna for real talk now. Now we getting into the juicy stuff. So my friend was having a kickback, which is like a party, but a little less turned than a party. Yeah. It was at her sister's house, and they had liquor. We took a shot at the beginning of the night, my very first time taking a shot. And y'all, when I tell y'all, I don't know where the night went downhill, but it was just gone from that moment on. From that shot on, the rest of the night was just gone from there. I remember something happened, and from what my friends tell me, I was losing my damn mind. Oh my God, well, I love him. Like, I love him. Do they know I love him? And they're like, girl, stop, be quiet. And I remember them feeding me bread, because they was like, we need something to soak up the alcohol. So they, so I didn't like it, so I was like spitting it out. And then my mama was texting and calling saying she was coming to get me, because it was probably like 1 o'clock in the morning then. And we went outside and we was waiting outside, and my friend was like, she can't go home like this. So they called my mama, and it was like, can Derrione spend the night? And my mama was like, no, like no, she cannot. Because thinking back now, it makes sense. They were calling her instead of me, which made her think something was wrong. And I'm asking to spend the night somewhere I've never asked to spend the night at before. So she came to get me, and I remember they told me before I got in the car, just be quiet and go home. Just ride home. That's all you gotta do, is ride home and then go in your room. And I was like, okay. And I was riding, and then a song came on that I was clearly feeling, y'all, and I was lit in that car. I remember swinging on the passenger seat, because I was sitting in the back seat because my sister was in the front seat. I remember swinging on the back seat, singing this song that had so many curse words in it. And the radio mutes out the curse word, but I was still saying the curse words. And when we got home, my mama was walking behind me in the door, and she was like, Derek, that's my daddy, that girl is drunk. And you gotta, like, once you walk up the steps, you gotta turn the corner. And I remember swinging around the corner saying, I am not drunk. And he was like, yeah, go sit down. I went in my room and I went to sleep for like an hour. And then I woke up and was just throwing up for the rest of the night. I slept next to the toilet that night. That's how bad it was. So yeah, that's the first time I got drunk. When did you go to your first party? I don't know. I didn't go to a lot of parties because I didn't have a lot of friends that liked to party. Yeah. The first person you text when something exciting happens. Okay. It's 2 people. The first person I text when something exciting happens. 3 people. I call my mama, I text my best friend, and I text my other friend. My other friend. The first book I remember reading, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure I read kids' books, but from when I was like in elementary school, I remember reading Babysitter's Club. I had like a bunch of those books. The first time I got into a fist fight. Again, another long story that we're going to make extremely short. There were these girls picking on me. I told my teacher and the assistant principal, and they pretty much did nothing about it. So I went home and I told my mama, and she was like, pick the baddest one out of them, pick the ringleader, and beat her up. And I was like, yeah, mama, stop playing. Like, for real. You gonna go talk to him? She was like, no, this is what I want you to do. I want you to pick the baddest one out of them and go beat her up. And I was like, okay, I guess. Like, all right. So I went to school the next day. I was in like 5th grade, by the way. I went to school the next day and we went to art class, me and these group of girls. And it was time to go and we were standing in the line and the ringleader was standing behind me and she kicked me. And I remember turning around and smacking her. And I blacked out after that. I have no idea what happened after that. I remember my mama coming up to the school and the vice principal telling her, like, your daughter got into a fight. And she was like, yeah, I know. I told her to do that because y'all weren't doing anything about it. And that was it. My first boyfriend. My first boyfriend was this redheaded boy, like real boyfriend. Then again, it wasn't really real back then, but for the sake of all this, my first real boyfriend, he was a redheaded boy. He was black, but he had red hair, and we were in maybe 6th grade, maybe 6th or 7th grade. And it wasn't like, I wouldn't even call it puppy love. We just called each other boyfriend and girlfriend, and he gave me a hug every time he saw me. That's literally all we did. Like, I don't even remember talking to him on the phone. Okay, and last but not least, because the next question after the first boyfriend is a question I'm not going to answer because it's a little inappropriate and we don't need to talk about that yet. I want y'all to know me, but not that well. My first love was someone that does not deserve my attention today. Honestly. Like, if he was on fire, I would not pour my last drop of water on him. Like, that's how I feel about that. But yes, that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have some ideas, please let me know in the comments because I'm kind of at like a creative block right now. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, share the link, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.